Ladies and gentlemen, there is a dangerous lie that has been told to us for generations. They say, just be kind and everything will work out. But today, I have come to tell you the truth. If you are kind without wisdom, without boundaries, without strength, they will destroy you. We live in a world where kindness is often mistaken for weakness. The more you give, the more they take. The more you forgive, the more they offend. The more you sacrifice, the more they demand. Some people do not see kindness as a virtue. They see it as an opportunity. They do not appreciate it. They manipulate it. Have you ever wondered why the kindest people often suffer the most? Why the ones with the biggest hearts are the ones who are the most wounded? It is because kindness, when given without wisdom, becomes a tool for your own destruction. The world does not always reward kindness. In fact, more often than not, it punishes it. You would think that if you are good to people, they would be good to you in return. That if you help others, they will remember and appreciate you. That if you are loyal, people will be loyal to you. But reality has shown us something very different. Look around you. How many times have you seen someone sacrifice everything for others, only to be left empty and abandoned? How many times have you witnessed someone give their last dollar, their last ounce of energy, their last bit of love, only to be repaid with betrayal, rejection, and dishonor? It is because there are people who do not see kindness as something to be valued. They see it as something to be used. Some people have mastered the art of taking advantage of good hearts. They know exactly how to manipulate your generosity. They will come to you with sad stories, with urgent needs, with endless problems. And because you have a kind heart, you will give. You will stretch yourself. You will sacrifice. You will go out of your way to make sure they are okay. And in the moment, they will thank you. They will praise you. They will call you their greatest friend, their best support, their most trusted companion. But the moment you have nothing left to give, you will see their true colors. The moment you say no instead of yes, you will see how quickly they turn against you. They will call you selfish. They will say you have changed. Even though they were the ones who took from you without ever giving back. You see, the problem is not kindness itself. The problem is that people have lost the ability to appreciate it. We live in a time where people do not respect those who are always available. They do not honor those who give freely. Instead, they take advantage of them. When you are too kind, people assume you have no limits. They assume you have no breaking point. They assume that no matter how much they ask, you will always say yes. And the sad part, they do not stop to consider your well-being. They do not ask if you are tired, if you are struggling, if you need anything in return. They are only concerned with what they can take from you. This is why the strongest people are not the ones who say yes to everything. The strongest people are the ones who know when to say no, because they understand that kindness without boundaries is self-destruction. History is filled with people who were too kind, too forgiving, too giving, and they paid the price for it. They trusted too much, and they were betrayed. They gave too much, and they were left empty. They loved too much, and they were broken beyond repair. Do not let your kindness become the weapon they use to destroy you. Kindness without discernment is like giving medicine to a corpse. Wasted, ineffective, and ultimately meaningless. It is a dangerous thing to assume that everyone deserves your kindness simply because they ask for it. There are people who do not come into your life to be blessed by your goodness. They come to consume it. And if you lack discernment, you will spend your life feeding those who will never be full, healing those who will never change, and helping those who see you as nothing more than a tool for their own survival. Discernment is the ability to separate the genuine from the fake, the worthy from the unworthy, and the needy from the greedy. Without it, you will constantly find yourself being used, manipulated, and drained by people who never had any real intention of valuing what you offered. There are people who are not looking for help. They are looking for handouts. There are people who are not looking for love. They are looking for someone to tolerate their abuse. There are people who are not looking for friendship. They are looking for someone to carry their burdens while they contribute nothing in return. A lack of discernment will make you believe that just because someone cries, they are truly suffering. But crocodiles also shed tears. A lack of discernment will make you believe that just because someone apologizes, they have changed. But a snake can shed its skin, and it will still be a snake. A lack of discernment will make you believe that just because someone calls you their friend, they are loyal to you. But Judas kissed Jesus while plotting his betrayal. You must train yourself to see beyond words, beyond emotions, beyond appearances. Not every person who needs help deserves help. Not every person who asks for your time deserves your time. Not every person who enters your life comes with good intentions. Some people come to take advantage of your kindness, and if you do not learn to discern their motives, they will take everything you have until there is nothing left of you. How do you develop discernment? You must observe more than you listen. People will always say what they think you want to hear, but their actions will tell you the truth. Watch how they treat you when they do not need you. Watch how they behave when you are no longer beneficial to them. Listen to their patterns, not just their promises. Some people say all the right words, but they never back them up with actions. Others pretend to be helpless, but in reality, they are just looking for someone to do the work for them. Discernment also requires you to test people's loyalty. Do they stand with you only when things are good, or do they remain when things get tough? Do they celebrate your success, or do they secretly resent it? Are they in your life because they truly care about you, or because of what they can gain from you? These are the questions you must ask, because blind kindness is dangerous. Some of the worst betrayals happen not because people are evil, but because you ignored the signs. The red flags were there, the warnings were clear, the patterns were obvious, but you chose to believe in their words rather than their actions. And that is how so many people end up heartbroken, disappointed, and drained, because they failed to discern the truth behind the mask. Your kindness is valuable, your love is precious, your time is irreplaceable. But if you give them to the wrong people, you will find yourself worn out, empty, and regretting every moment you spent on those who never deserved it in the first place. One of the greatest mistakes people make is believing that kindness alone is enough to protect them. They think that if they just love people, people will love them back. That if they just give, others will give in return. That if they just keep sacrificing, someone will eventually see their worth. But life has proven that this is not always true. The world does not reward sentiment, it rewards strength. Those who rely on emotions to guide their actions will always find themselves at the mercy of those who know how to exploit emotions. People will play on your feelings. They will use guilt, sympathy, and emotional manipulation to get what they want. And if you are not strong enough to see through it, you will spend your life being controlled by those who do not care about you, only about what they can take from you. Strength is knowing when to stop giving. Strength is knowing when to say no. Strength is recognizing that some people will never appreciate what you do, no matter how much you do for them. Strength is understanding that love is not about allowing yourself to be walked over, used, and discarded. Too many people confuse compassion with self-destruction. They believe that if they just keep forgiving, keep understanding, keep being patient, things will change. But there are people in this world who do not change. Not because they can't, but because they do not want to. Some people thrive on taking advantage of the weak, the naive, and the overly sentimental. They do not care how much you have done for them. They only care about what they can still get from you. This is why strength must always come before sentiment. When you prioritize emotions over logic, you open yourself up to endless cycles of pain. You will keep excusing behavior that should not be excused. You will keep giving chances to people who have already shown you they do not deserve them. You will keep allowing yourself to be drained by relationships that offer nothing but stress, disappointment, and regret. There comes a time when you must put wisdom above your feelings. You may care about someone deeply, but if they are harming you, you must walk away. You may love someone with all your heart, but if they are draining you, you must create distance. You may want to help someone, but if they are unwilling to help themselves, you must let them go. This is not selfishness, this is survival. You cannot save everyone, you cannot fix everyone. You cannot pour endlessly from a cup that is already empty. And if you refuse to be strong, if you allow your emotions to dictate every decision, you will wake up one day drained, broken, and wondering where all your energy went. Strength is not about being cruel. It is not about becoming heartless. It is about having the wisdom to know when your kindness is being abused. It is about understanding that boundaries are necessary, that saying no does not make you a bad person, that walking away from people who refuse to change does not make you disloyal, that refusing to let others take advantage of you does not make you unkind. Because at the end of the day, those who live by sentiment alone will always be controlled by those who live by strength. I am not telling you to be cruel. I am not telling you to stop loving. I am telling you to be wise. Do not let people mistake your kindness for weakness, because if you allow it, they will take everything from you. And when you have nothing left, they will move on to someone else. So be kind, but be wise. Love, but with boundaries. Give, but with discernment. And above all, never let your kindness be the reason for your destruction. Thank you.